Before you do anything, make a plan. When I first started woodworking, I was too excited to make a plan and I just proceeded to wing it, and it always led to mistakes. In this case, I find the interior width of my cabinet. At this point, you review the specs from the manufacturer. So, manufacturer says I need to subtract 42 millimeters in order to get the length of my fronts and backs, and that's without joinery. So, I actually increased that to 517 mil to allow for my tenons. Finding the dimensions for your drawer box sides is a little bit easier. First, you measure the interior depth of your cabinet, see what available slide lengths you can accommodate. In this case, I've got 550 millimeter slides, and you need to subtract, in my case, 10 millimeters off the total drawer box length, leaving me with 540 millimeters. After that, I make a cut list with all my pieces. I've already figured out the lengths. Now I just know I need to find the heights. So in this case, I've got one box at 5 inches tall and two boxes at 7 inches tall. You may notice that I'm using two different measurement types, imperial and metric. I'm Canadian, but I still like to use imperial for whatever reason. And then all the furniture kind of drawer slides are all done in millimeters, so that's why I flip-flop. I'm making my drawer boxes out of pre-finished 5/8 birch ply, and I'm ripping them down, and then in an effort to make a boring part faster, I'm going to edge band all of it in one length and then cut them roughly to size. I bring all the drawer box pieces to final dimension on the sliding table saw. For drawer bottoms, I always use 1/2 inch sheet stock. So in this case, I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch dado to accept the bottom in all my pieces. The dado depth is 1/4 inch, and I maintain that depth when cutting the dados for my drawer sides as well. The 1/4 inch depth of dado is predetermined during the planning phase, as I had to decide on overall length of the tenons. If you're going to get turned around on the box corner joint joinery, it's probably at this stage. So previously we did all the sides with the inside face facing down on the table saw. When you do the fronts and backs, you got to do the opposite. So the outside of the box is face down on the table saw. I'm using concealed drawer slides from Glueup, which require you to notch out the front and back of the drawer box. This is best done on a bandsaw, but if you only have a table saw, I do it this way. If you are going to make these notches on the table saw, do these rip notches first before you do the crosscut, so you don't have a projectile trapped between the blade and the fence. After I've convinced myself with a dry fit, I start to glue up. Always check for square and use another clamp to take out any discrepancy you find. I can't find my jig, so I'm just going to use a block to butt up the clips for the drawer slides right against the face of the drawer. After you find the elevations for your drawer slides in your cabinet, I mark it out with a combo square and then go back and use my jig to mark all the mounting points. If you don't have this jig, just use a combo square. I used it for years. And that's it. You know how to make drawer boxes now. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments. And if you like this video at all, please subscribe. Thank you.